that I love to share, because I've been a designer and creative director for over 25 years. I've done this my entire career, and I would say I thought I was pretty good. I thought I knew what I was doing. And in 2021, I became suddenly physically disabled. So besides neurodiversity, which I'm ADHD, late diagnosed ADHD. So I've lived with that my entire life. But in 2021, I got Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. And the result of Ramsay-Hunt syndrome meant the left side of my face was fully paralyzed. That affected my vision, my hearing, my speech. And my mobility, because it damaged my inner ear. So with that, I developed a vestibular disorder. And vestibular disorders, I know, is actually very common. A lot of people with hearing issues or even vision issues can develop vestibular dysfunction, because it's a system, and when one of the pieces is not quite working right, the whole thing goes off. So what happened for me was I was on short-term disability leave, recovering, and rehabbing and doing all the things. But I had now very intense, constant, persistent vertigo. And I was living in New York City at the time, and I was on the subway platform, and the New York City, I'm sorry, my dog's barking in the background. Okay.
They're welcome. They're welcome.
Yeah. So I was on the New York City subway platform, on the way to the doctor's appointment, probably an eye doctor or something like that.
Yeah.
And now the signage on the subway platform is all digital. Like all what used to be posters are digital displays. And the environment of the subway platform itself was already a bit challenging. You've got a steep drop off. It's kind of dangerous. It's very smelly. It's very dirty. The sounds are very loud. So I'm already in a intense sensory overload environment. And then what happened was I was standing waiting for the train, and there was a digital display kind of right near me, and there was an ad, and that ad was motion graphics, and it was flashing, and it was spinning, and it was doing all the things. And what happened is that ad, and I won't say whose ad it was, but I will always remember that company, because what happened is it triggered a vestibular episode for me, where the entire room started to spin. And the last place you want to be when the room starts spinning is standing on a New York City subway platform. So I had two choices. Because I was going down, like Pedro, it was like I had seconds and I was going down. And so I said, okay, I can either proactively hit the floor and be in safe, right? Or I can find the nearest vertical pole and grab, hug it like I'd be hugging a tree. So I opted for the first option, which is to just hit the floor. And if you've ever spent any time on a New York City subway platform, the floor is not a place where you want to hang out. And that was a very humbling moment for me, because I realized I didn't create that particular ad, but I've spent my career creating those types of ads. And that was the big unlock of, wow, wait a second. This is not just a nuisance. This is potentially dangerous. And that was the moment where I said, I'm done. I am fully committed to working in accessibility, and I didn't even know what that would look like yet, right? But I knew at that point that my career was forever changed, because there was a lot of work to do.